Friends, family, fans of Back Nine Bets and Mayo Media Network, we are freaking live for episode 102 of Back Nine Bets, baby. No pain, no gain. It's the US Open. We're chatting some best bets. It's the golf course where Payne Stewart won his last US Open, his last ever major golf shot. Very hectic story if you haven't paid attention to the Payne Stewart situation. It's kind of moving and very emotional. It's a fun course. It's a fun event. I'm thrilled to be doing this today. So let's get under the road. And by the way, we just got some random stuff going on. So we're on Mayo Media Network right now. Episode 103 next week will be the final episode on Back Nine Bets YouTube channel. Sunday night research streams will still be on Back Nine Bets YouTube research channel. And I will be doing random stuff on there. I have to still figure out what's going on. But we're on Mayo Media for 104, which will be 2 weeks from now. We will be rocking and rolling over on Mayo exclusively. So that's where we will be. We appreciate you for showing up. What is cracking over here? No Ram. It's all good. Wasn't really going to chat too much about it anyway today, but hey, it's all good. So I have also had zero sleep. Try to go to bed like 3:30 this morning. Just laid. And I'm doing some weird stuff. So this show could go off the rails. We've got ourselves a White Russian in a can over here. It's 13%, 2 shots of whatever. The dude, it really ties the room together. So cheers to being on Mayo, to the US Open, to Payne Stewart, to Cam Smith, to just a freaking amazing week at the US Open at Pinehurst, folks. So let's get over this thing. The show's brought to you by rotoballer.com. There's a link in the description. I don't have to say that too much on the show, but hey, it's a 30% off discount there. Use code SUMMER. So that'll save you some serious bucks over there if you want to join the Rotoballer squad, where you can grab my premium stuff over here. I've got my models. I'll show you what I'm using here. This will all be available to you as a premium situation. So, Mike, my main man, I've been waiting for you. What's cooking, my brother? Midnight knockings, just settling crack. Oh, my God. Well, hopefully that baby gets to bed. The maniac abides. Cheers, Chris, my man. And we got the vodka drink with Brent. Cheers, brother. Grab a whiskey. Is it bourbon or scotch? Love the penguin. I bought this after Cam took care of business for us, baby. Let's go. Great idea for the Mayo Media. Yes, baby. Let's go. Brent, thank you so much. And then we're going to go with Kevin over here. Let's go. We've already gone back to you. But all right, let's get into the model. We've got some guys to talk about. And we've got a lot of outrights. So I teased a few of them on the Best Bet show today with Mayo and Cam. If you haven't checked that out, go do that. We are trying to scroll on the actual screen that I'm looking at versus my actual Excel thing. So like I said, we are firing on all cylinders here. And I'm about to start drinking a White Russian. And who the heck knows where that's going to take us. So it's going to be a fun little show. Feel free to fire in questions. As always, I'm here at your expense or dispense, whatever you want to call that. But we're going to be talking some bets. We've already done kind of what the course, by now, if you're listening to the show, you know exactly what this course needs. But for those of you that don't, I'm not entirely sure what exactly you need off the tee. Maybe a bit of distance, maybe a bit of accuracy. We'll see what our guys can provide us. But I think being good at one of the two is essential. You can't be a bad driver here. I think you're going to be in trouble. But the fairways are wide. We'll see what goes on. Lots of long irons and then just scrambling. Got to be able to scramble. And that is why we will be doing all of this. We got, this is so much fun. This chat is pumping. I'm loving life. Let's go. The fun thing is I've been looking forward to this tonight. Like, I'm doing what I'm meant to do. And this is it. So hit that like button. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get into it. I appreciate you all. Our first bet of the day. Let's go off the top rope here, folks. We're going to go Collin Morikawa at 20-1. At Bet365, you can get 3 places of each way over there. You know what? We only really need one because I bet you Collin's going to finish second again. But you know what? Either way, we're going to get our Collin Morikawa top 5 in there, in the top 3, essentially in the same capacity, and go with that. So here is Collin Morikawa. I'm going to tune in a touch more. There we go. So you guys can see what's going on. Pink means an outright. So plus 350 would be his bet for a top 5 if you were to go to that market. But we're doing the 3 places each way, which gives us plus 400 or so. I'm not entirely that thrilled about it, but the plus 2,000 outright is much better than the 14 to 1s that you're getting out there. So that's exactly why we went with this route. If Collin can win this thing, we're in business, folks, because Collin, if you take a look at Collin Morikawa's major track record, he's finishing inside the top 10 at a 53% clip. He's finishing inside the top 5 at a 42% clip. It is the best in the field if you take away Ludwig's stuff, because Ludwig isn't even part of the sample size yet. He's got technically 2. I don't know where this extra one's coming in for him. But what we do know is Collin is a freak in the sheets when it comes to majors. I mean, look at this. Look at this. The top 5 rate, a 42% top 5 rate. He's got 2 majors. Those 2 came in COVID. He's starting to trend. And what I love the most about Collin is if we take a peek at what he's been up to the last little while. The putting kind of been a little scratchy, but it's been fine. The short game has been solid. And in majors, Collin Morikawa's short game has been firing. Like, if you take a look at his baseline putting and around the green at 76 and 86th in 2023, his strokes gained in majors since 2018 is 25th and 25th. Like, top 25 in this field, strokes gained around the green, strokes gained putting in majors. He nuts the hell up when it comes to these majors. And guess what? This week we need short game. Short game is going to be essential. Essential. So we've got that from Collin. We've got hyper accuracy off the tee. We've got mediocre distance. And we've got irons that are starting to, in my Breaking 100 article, I called him Micro Wawa because he's like a microwaved meal. Because we know we've got this baseline approach numbers that are elite. I think his first 4 years on tour, starting in 2020, he was no worse than 4th on strokes gained approach metrics. And that's for all strokes gained approach from everywhere. And this year, he's just moved up to 51st from 71st. So he's gone back to his new coach. What is his coach's name? It's Rick Hessinghaus. I'm glad I remembered that before I even started moving my mouth. So Rick Hessinghaus has got his irons firing, and we're going to have to see what Collin can get up to because this is seeming promising. At 20 to 1, we are crooking with Collin, boys and girls. Let's see what he can do for us at Pinehurst. He's exciting. He's exciting. The short game is firing. He's going to rock and roll for us, folks. Don't you worry a little bit. All right, let's take a peek at the chat here. So, yes, each way is for 3 places, or you can grab Collin and throw in the top 5 in the secondary markets over there. Thank you, Ty. You are the man too, my brother. Where are these chats? We've got the stuff moving on here. What is this question? Let's give Rory a whole part of divorce. The divorce is being called off. Yes, I don't know how I feel about that for Rory. I was enjoying Rory as a single bachelor kind of vibes. There's just so much going on in this guy's life right now. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it, if I'm being 1,000% honest with you. The short game needs to be session. Oh, yeah, it's going to be criminal. Dude, where have you been, brother? It's been a while since I've checked you in the chat, my cuts. Yeah, so the dual forecast bets for Collin and Scottie, that's also, I've seen a lot of those. I'm starting a thread where I'm going to just compile everybody's philosophies about how they want to roster Scottie in their lineups or how they want to bet him. And it's more so the betting side of things. I really want to focus on how people are deploying their betting markets onto Scottie and what we will be doing. Let's actually chat about this right now. Before we get into our next outrights, we're going to go Scottie Scheffler minus 190 T10. We posted that over the weekend. Pop that in the Discord over at rotorball.com. Use code SUMMER for 30% off in the description below. And it's currently now minus 2 for what? That's not the market I'm looking for. We want some top finishes. Scottie Scheffler is now currently minus 250 for a top 10. So we nailed that market. And the fun part about Scottie Scheffler at a top 10 market is he's in majors, finishing inside the top 10 at a 67% clip. Obviously, that's holding a bit of historical early data from 2018. I think, we can probably adjust that a touch. If you take a look at what he's been up to this year, the last 12 months in regular events, just pretty much the last 12 months, majors, non-majors, all of that, Scottie's finishing inside. He's finishing inside the top 10 at an 84% clip. That's a B. It's a B minus. Like for a top 10, every single freaking tournament basically is finishing inside the top 10. So it's a way to go to Scottie. I've bet in Breaking 100, we are returning our $10 back. We're betting the 19, betting the 22, whatever you need to do to get your $10 back. We're investing your $10 into all your outrights. If one of them cashes, congratulations to us. Let's party. But if it doesn't, we're not out of pocket. Scottie subsidized our outright card just by finishing inside the top 10 again. If he wins the tournament, he's obviously finishing inside the top 10. If you're not that excited to kind of go into the minus 250 market, minus 134, let's actually take a peek here. I'm going to build a little tool for us to start using in the future. But at minus 250, you're still getting a 2% raw edge. And this is including majors and everything. So we've got a nice little balance of the two majors and the actual last 12 months. And it's still showing us we've got a 2% edge. 71% implied probability. He's doing it 67% in majors, 84% of the time regularly. So we've got a lot to like about Scottie. But if you want to go to the top 5 marker, we can pop that over here right now. And it's minus 134. I kind of almost fancy that a little bit more for no. So the Scottie Scheffler top 5 market in majors is really taking a ding. But that's got to do with the fact that there's a lot of that early stuff. I'm actually going to pull up Scheffler's track record quickly on Data Golf here. You know what? I'm lying to you. Let's do this. I'm going to pull up the model that I have available for you guys because I'm going to show you what you can get. And we're going to do our first little giveaway. So I'm going to type in a little banner over here and chat about this. So I'm asking you which golfer, and I'm going to send you my model that I'm going to bring up here shortly. Which golfer in this field has the highest T40 rate in majors? So I'm going to hide my screen so you guys can't see this. Which golfer has the highest T40 rate in majors? The first person to send that answer through, that's correct, I will be sending you my model and cheat sheets into your DM. So make sure you send me that so we can have some interaction. Kevo's saying Cam Smith's got the highest top 40 rate. That's kind of interesting. Cam Davis, we've got Scottie, Scuba Steve in the house. I'm filtering on the top 40s right now behind the scenes. And I'm going to end it right now. Scuba Steve, boom, boom, boom. Here we go. I should have asked a different question, shouldn't I? That was kind of easy, wasn't it? But you know what? First one, it is what it is. We'll do another one at half an hour, 45 minutes. And you know what? Maybe we do a fourth at 60. So I want you guys to smash that like, give us a old pat that you guys are hanging out with us here. That was an obvious one. That was a very obvious one. The next one won't be slightly less obvious. I can assure you that. So I actually meant to ask a different question, but we'll kind of get there as we go along. Pay attention to what's cooking over here. Congratulations to Scuba Steve on hitting the giveaway there. Perfect, perfect. So Scottie, we're going to rock and roll with that minus 190, minus. Is there a different market that you can kind of get Scottie at? I think there's other markets. Maybe you can get him at minus 220. Still out there. I think we're going to rock and roll. So Scuba Steve, hit me up on X, please, so I don't forget, and I can then DM you directly. Beautiful stuff. Sorry, folks. Didn't mean to give you such a soft pitch there for the first one, but you know what? It is what it is. We're going to be fine. We've got 3 more. Don't you worry about that. So we've spoken about Collin. We've spoken about Scottie. I think I'm locking Scottie into DFS this week. He's going to be my lock button. I'm just going to try and find the other 5 guys around him. I'm assuming at this kind of golf course, Scottie's going to be, he's going to be tough to beat, folks. He's going to be tough to beat. So this is the world we're living in. We're going to really get our exposure to Scottie Scheffler in the DFS world and really hope we can kind of nail a few other options. So Scottie Scheffler with an 89% top 40 rate in majors, with Xander and Hideki not too far behind until Victor gets into the 70s. So those are your top 40 dudes. Let's get back to our model rankings and kind of keep scooting down the board here. Hit that like button, folks. I really appreciate you guys. I'm freaking having a good time. I'm having a good time. Drinking some White Russians, betting on some. It would be fun if we had White Russians in the field, isn't there? Isn't that weird? We don't have any Russian golfers. But we will do. Oh, Scuba Steve, my man. Yeah. Did Scottie top 10, Minwoo top 30, and Xander top 10? 30 parlay. All right. Friday night research show. Baby. Let's go. I love it. Yes. Let's go, dude. I fancy that one a lot. Big fan for Scottie. We're going to rock and roll. Yeah, we're going to lock him in, boys and girls, and go from there. Scooting on down. Let's chat a little bit about Brooks Koepka. He's my dude. I don't know why I say his name like that, but that's just what it is. We bet him at 25-1 over the weekend as well. Posted all these odds early in Monday morning. We had the same exact odds as we bet them over. There's only one outright that we bet as a future that's not going to be the same odds right now. So Scottie Scheffler, our top 10 at -190. And then Brooks, we're going to rock and roll with him at 25-1 with 5 places of each race. So basically a top 5 at +500. If you take a look at what Brooks's numbers actually reflect to, that +500 for a top 5 gives us basically a 7% edge, which is kind of nice. If you take a look at Brooks's top 5 rates in majors, that's 40%. It's telling us what? Oh, so yeah, we also pulling in some of Brooks's actual more recent form, which has been rather shitty, in the last 2 majors. But at 25-1, I mean, this is just a number grab, really. The form is like wishy-washy. I'm also feeling a little more optimistic about Brooks heading into Pinehurst than I would Valhalla, knowing that Valhalla was going to play as easy as it did. Now that we got Brooks rocking and rolling at a golf course that's lighting up that brainstem, there we go. This is what we're trying to do, is finding a golf course that really stimulates Brooks' situation, and we're going to see what he can get up to for us, because this dude is just a freak in the sheets when it comes to these majors, man. Look at this. This is ridiculous. Like, he's finishing inside the top 10 in like half of his majors. This is unbelievable. So I love him. He's $10,000. I've got him second in my model. And by the way, the model rankings are using strictly strokes gained from majors. So if you don't have a major track record, you might get a little bit of maniac love, but I need experience from you. And if you haven't played well in majors, you're not going to be showing up at the top of the model. And I think this is an important distinguishing factor to have. This venue in particular, this US Open, doesn't quite be as sticky as like the Open Championship and Augusta, because 80% of those winners have either finished second or first in a major prior to that win. But only 80% of winners at the US Open have finished inside the top 10. That's 8 additional spots for the same percentage, which is kind of crazy to think about. So yes, bear that in mind. I can almost pull this up right now. I'm actually going to do it. Here we go. Here is our situation getting yanked up here very, very slowly. If we go over to the model and we take a look at historical major finishes, that's going to pop up for you there. You can go into the cheat sheet and take a peek at seeing everyone else's situations over here, really see what they're getting up to. If you really want to take even further situations, you can see, all right, what have these guys got up to in US Opens in previous years? What have they got up to in these other championships? I think it's very important and useful information. If you use code SUMMER, you get yourself 30% off. Link is in the description. I've got Pinehurst leaderboards from 2014. I've got Pinehurst leaderboards from 2005. I've got strokes gained around the greens, not quite coming in yet. Here's the scorecard for Pinehurst. Let me get my face out of the way. Take a look at all this beautiful stuff you can get over here. So this is where we're rocking and rolling in the model. And this is what you can find, So it's a fun world to kind of live in. We've got all these different majors that you can find yourself. We've got finishing positions. This is the tab I was really looking for. Look at this column compared to these other two. I mean, since 2017, we've only got one 4th place finish that's won the Masters. Their best finish prior was a 4th. So what was that? 2022? That was Scottie. Huh? Then he goes and wins it again. So yeah, Xander had a second. He popped into the winner's circle there. So this US Open's the one that kind of lets the cat out the bag a little bit. Kind of why we kind of going to these guys in the mid-range. We haven't bet anyone south of 20-1, which is kind of fun. So we've got a lot of guys that we can really unleash here. But if you take a look at the finishing position, actual percentages, take a look at this situation here. US Opens, like prior winners are only winning at a 32% clip, like 1 of every 3, whereas half of them are winning the others. So it's easily the least predictive from a major track record predictive perspective. Look at these 88% here. Like this is, if you haven't finished inside the top 20 in a major, you aren't winning at Augusta. It's incredible. So you have to have at least finished inside the top 20 to also win the US Open. But it doesn't really matter because we've got 63 people that are finished inside the top 10 out of everyone in the field that can essentially check this box for us, which is a lot different than 77% for seconds, you know? So just thought I'd pop that out there. This is kind of what I'm using to make my decisions on the week. Brooksy, I mean, this dude is just, we've spoken about him, you know, like we know what we're getting into. This guy is incredible in majors. If we go back to his major track record, it's unreal. We've got 8 top 2s. You know, so this dude at 25-1, if the putter shows up, we're rocking and rolling. I'm totally okay with Brooks. If you're looking to bet a top 5 on him at plus 500, you also got yourself a nice little 7% edge there. Let's get Scottie back to his correct number for the top 10. And that's not 190, it's minus 190. And doing all of that. So yeah, Brooksy, we're going to him big time. I know the form's kind of been wishy-washy, but if you just take a look at what this dude's been up to, I mean, the strokes gained in majors, he's 3rd, 2nd behind Scottie, and Willie Z is really, really impressive when it comes to strokes gained in majors. Like this guy has a pedigree like none other, but we won't really be speaking about Willie Z just yet until we kind of get down the board. Spoken about Collin, let's chat about Hideki Matsuyama. The Dexter, Point Dexter from the Japanese. If we take a look at Hideki, we're not going to be betting him for top 5s. We're going to just bet this guy to win this tournament at 46-1. Grabbed that a while ago, but 45s have been out there most of the week. If you take a look at what Hideki's been up to in majors, that 10% top 5 rate compared to a 42% rate for Collin, compared to a 30% rate for John Rahm, RIP there, 39%, 40% for Scottie and Brooks, you know, that's not quite showing us what we're looking for. But Hideki Matsuyama, when it comes to like top 40 rates, look at this. 86% of the time, this is what I thought. I thought it was going to be Hideki. That was the answer. But he's just behind Scottie, 3%. So Hideki in the top 40 market is incredible. We've bet Hideki Matsuyama as well at a top 30 for plus 100. If you take a look at what Hideki Matsuyama has been up to in US Opens for the last little while, let's go out and look at this. We can take a peek here and pull up. I still need to learn. Look at this. You got major betting. These are guys. Look at this. Collin is the most profitable golfer to bet in majors since 2018. This guy's returning at $1,605. Scottie's $1,461. Those are the only 2 dudes inside the top, and said the 2 guys at the top, $1,400. Got $500 more to get to freaking Tommy Fleetwood in 3rd over there. So this is what you're getting from these 2 dudes. Both of them have won twice in the last little while. Scottie more recently than whatchamacallit, but Hideki hasn't quite pulled it off for us. You know, like he's not showing up here in the early models, but at the same time, we're kind of taking a peek here because I want to find historical major finishes, and I want to find Hideki Matsuyama to prove a point to you guys because he has been scintillating. Hideki Matsuyama, you guys can do this. You can be an owner of this model if you please. If you take a peek at what he's been up to here, this is telling you absolute hot garbage. So I will rectify that. 2 seconds on that. But Hideki hasn't finished worse than 32nd in any US Open since 2018. That is incredible to me. I love all of that. Also, I was looking at Sam Burns' putting at the Valspar. Hideki Matsuyama gains more strokes on approach at US Opens over the last 20 rounds than Sam Burns gains putting at the Valspar. Hideki at US Opens gains more strokes than any person in any other strokes gained category on approach at US Opens. Then it's Sam Burns strokes gained putting at the Valspar. So that just puts that into perspective. We're going to see incredible iron play from Hideki, hopefully at this venue. I don't know if the lack of rough kind of messes that up a little bit for us, but at the same time, he's hitting his irons really well. He typically hits his irons well in majors. We know that about Hideki. And then the favorite part about Hideki is the fact that we are looking for guys. I mean, look at this 4th place finish in strokes gained approach in majors compared to last year's strokes gained approach of 17th. You know, like he's a good iron player, but he's very, very good in majors. So we're going to take a peek at his around the green play in majors. Incredible. 4th in the field. The putting has been rough. That is going to be the biggest debilitating problem for Hideki. Maybe he can make a few, maybe he can't. But if you take a peek at what he's got up to recently, we're really starting to see some really good form from Hideki around the greens. So we know that this venue, he's 3rd in the field from strokes gained around the greens this year. We're going to be chipping and putting a lot from off the greens. Hideki Matsuyama is going to do that phenomenally. So we're going to be doing Hideki Matsuyama 46-1. We're going to be doing Hideki Matsuyama plus 100 for a top 30. Let's party. Let's do Japanese style. Sake bombs for everybody. Let's freaking go. This is something for me. I don't bet Hideki Matsuyama very often. In fact, this might be the first time I've ever bet the guy outright. I'm not entirely sure. I've played him in DFS a few times and maybe bet him placements, but Hideki Matsuyama as an outright bet is not a maniac play. So I really, really fancy his chances tonight or this week. So that's what's going on over there. Kevo out on the golf course. Yeah, buddy, dude. Enjoy. Please enjoy just being out on your favorite place. Youthful and energetic vibe to the sport of golf, which is traditionally seen as more conventional and luxurious. You appreciate the fun and vibrancy that you've always brought to the sport. Oh, my man. Why, thank you. Yeah, that's nice little comments like that. Just get my heart kind of swooning about you guys. Really, really appreciate that. Darbo's in the house as well. If you haven't checked out Sweet Spot DFS on YouTube, that'll be after my show. So usually that's right after this. So go check that out shortly after this. But you have to stay with me until I'm done. Then you can go to Darbo. Unless you've been a Darbo guy from the very get-go. Let's move on down to our boy. God damn, it's Cam Smith. Cameron Smith is playing golf. Cam Smith is playing golf, Kevo. And he's playing some golf at a golf course. He walked with Johnson Wagner today, showed us how he's going to be chipping and putting around these greens. Go check it out. I tweeted out there. And Cam is going to be dominating around these greens. He's going to be a short game wizard. He's going to be doing it. He's going to be so much fun to watch. He seems like he's embracing the challenge that is Pinehurst. Whereas like Wyndham, my man Luke on X as well, said he's kind of just kicking guys out of his player pool at the moment they start bitching about this golf course. If he sees guys just taking a negative approach to all of this, I don't know. You know, like, unless I really liked him, I might do the same thing. But at the same time, they could just be saying stuff. But the mental capacity needed to win this tournament is going to be incredible. And I don't think anyone's got better than Scottie Scheffler. Cam Smith is very good. Too, he loses his shit a bit. He can get angry. But at the same time, he stays under control very well. I trust him in pressure. I think if we find Cam Smith in the mix, we got a chance. You know, we've always got a chance with Cam Smith. People are going to be bitching and moaning about the fact that he struggles off the tee. What if I told you over the last 16 major rounds, he's gained a total of 0.7 strokes, which is good for Cam Smith. It's not like I'm trying to sell him short here. 0.7 for Cam Smith off the tee is incredible because what he does do, if we take a peek over here at strokes gained around the green this year, he's only played 2 majors, 8 rounds of golf. I took a look and found the guys who show up multiple times for spike strokes gained around the green this year. Cam Smith, Hideki Matsuyama, and Minwoo Lee. They have all gained 3 strokes plus around the greens this year. The only difference being Cam Smith has only played 8 rounds of golf, and he's done it twice. So this guy around the greens is a savage, an absolute and utter savage. So we'll ignore the ball striking. I'm a fan of Cam Smith. The approach numbers are coming out of like thick rough at the PGA Championship where he sucked it up. We bet him at like 75-1 over there just because it wasn't the venue for him. This is the venue for him. And my favorite thing about Cam is that he's always 40-1, 25-1, 33-1. We never having to bet Cam at like 16, 14-1. We always can have a Collin or a Brooks as like our ace in the sleeve, and then Cam comes along and wins a tournament. That's what he does. He's our cash cow. We're going to be going back to the guy. We've been waiting patiently for this week. This is the week for him. Let's go. Let's freaking go. If he can chip and putt his way to victory here. That's what he does. He did it at the Open Championship, which I think that kind of around the green complex, if you take a look at that Open Championship win, go watch what Cam Smith did putting on that back 9. Oh, God. Just getting goosies thinking about it. He was sensational, and then he left us. But you know what? The yin and the yang, the darkness before the storm. You got to have the dark to appreciate the light. We've got the light shining bright in Pinehurst this week with Cam on a golf course playing against the best in the world. We're going to bet him, and we're going to bet him hard. He's our boy. So we've got him at 40-1. We've got him for each way for 5 places. This is Cam Smith's world. We're just living in it. I'm ready to party with him. Let's go. If he wins this thing, I'll do a shoey on the next show. I will do a shoey on the next show. Don't you worry about it. I might do 2. It won't be a White Russian, but it'll be a Keystone. That's for sure. So give me some Cameron Smith, baby. Let's see what he can do. I'm all about it. I'm really excited for him. This around the green play, the putting. I think he said today the putting on these surfaces is the best surface he's seen ever, kind of, maybe, is what he said. So he's excited. He's excited. And if we get him on a surface that he's feeling like kind of frisky about, I'm kind of feeling frisky too. You know, Mrs. Maniac isn't in the house. We've got problems, folks. We've got problems. So Cam Smith, let's go. All about it. All about it. I'm a fan. I'm a big, big fan. All right. Let's find another guy. We'll scoot on down one more time. Let's find ourselves a Justin Rose and see what the hell we're going on with Justin Rose. Justin Rose, by the way, do I even have a thing for him here? Plus 650 for a top 10 in a major. If you take a peek at what Justin Rose has been up to, we've got some stuff that we like about him. His major top 10 record is 29%. He just T6'd last PGA Championship. Maybe he's going to burn us again this week. But a T10 at plus 650, you're dropping 1.5 units basically to win your 10 back if we're betting breaking 100 numbers. And by the way, breaking 100 is my article that I have. I don't know if I've linked it in the show notes below or not, but it's out on rotoballer.com. It's free. It's got all my picks for the week. It's got the write-ups about it. It's got a little bit more succinct abbreviations and things like that that really describe why we like the guy the most. Less White Russian rambling, so to speak. But I'm a fan of Justin Rose this week. And we're going to go to him because in majors, he's doing it at a 29% clip, finishing inside the top 10. And the reason he does so well in majors is because he is the best putter on majors. That's a very simple situation. I don't know why it took forever to say that. He leads the field in strokes gained putting in majors since 2018. This is what Justin Rose does. He's not too shabby around the green. It's okay. Could be a bit better. But the fact that he's the #1 strokes gained putter in majors that has a Cam Smith, that has Denny McCarthy, that has Jordan Spieth, Jason Day, Patrick Cantley. Who else is a good putter? Scottie Scheffler. Just kidding. Not a good putter. Wasn't a good putter. Now is a good putter. and we hate life. This is the world we're living in, folks. This is the world we're living in. What is up, Phil? All right. So, yep, fairways are wide. We know that. But you know what? That's okay. So, Rosie, his iron starting to rock and roll. His accuracy off the tee starting to find its form again. And we know that Justin Rose is going to be putting lights out. Hopefully he doesn't burn us like he did at LACC. I think I had him in 65% of my lineups. 65% of my lineups at LACC. He pretty much ended my entire major on the first front nine. So, time to go all in on Fitz there, Phil. I don't know. We'll have to see about that one. But if you're in the mood for that, I'm not going to tell you no. But yeah, Justin Rose, top 10. That's where we're going. If you take a look at this major track record, 30% of the time he's doing that. The implied probability is 13%. So we've got a solid edge. The recent top 10 rates kind of taking him a bit of a ding. So I'm going to do the next question is, who has the highest difference between their top 20 rate in majors over the last 6-7 years since 2018 versus their last 12 months on the PGA Tour? I'm not going to use any live guys because those numbers are not going to bring you enough sample size. You got to have at least 10 rounds, let's call it. So I'm going to filter on the top on guys that have played at least 10 rounds in the last 12 months on the PGA Tour. And I want you guys to tell me, for a winner of the model and cheat sheets, who is the golfer with the best improvement in the top 20 market in majors versus his baseline over the last 12 months. And Phil, if you're asking if it is, you're not going to be the winner. You got to tell me. But I don't know if it's Cantley or not. I would imagine Cantley's completely the opposite way, if I'm really thinking about it now. But I'm going to head over to the model here, take a quick peek. I'm going to take a sip of some White Russians. Let's take a look-see here. All right. Breaking the computer here because we're trying to refilter stuff. Let's do one more thing. There we go. What's going on here? All right. So I'm going to have to do this manually. I'm not even able to get back to filtered on my computer. So that's tough scenes for us. But I'm seeing somebody at a 51% increase. I don't know if that's going to be enough rounds, but I'm seeing guys with 39% increases. Let's take a look here. 33%. Ooh, this is a bit of a technicality as well because of certain things, but we'll take a peek here. So we're going to make sure, let's do this. Loving it. You guys are rocking and rolling. Man, this chat's cooking. I love you guys. All right. I'm going to go back to the filter here and find them. So, the best. Who are they? There's 30s and there's 4 of them. Let me see if there's any of these have been mentioned. Kawa, Wyndham, Straka, Finau, Benny On. No. So you guys need to keep going. And I will let you say a second one, just because. And I'll even let you have either of the guys. There's 4 guys I've got here filtered over 30%. And Aberg doesn't have. Scuba Steve, you already won one. You're not going to win another one. I'm just kidding. Maybe you win another one. I don't know. But what we do know is that Aberg doesn't have enough track record. So I need you guys to keep. Question one more time, please. I was feeding my dogs. Oh, I should have put that up. Did I not have it? I need the biggest difference in T20 rates in majors versus the historical 12-month rolling period that we have, like usually in the model. So who finishes inside the top 20 a lot more than they do in majors than they do in actual normal regular events for the last little while. Yeah, I know. Guessing for fun is, I mean, that's also cool too. It's a weird bunch of names here too. How many of these guys have major rounds? So yeah, I mean, guys, you know what? The chat is actually rather disappointing because we're going to have to give away 2 because it's Brooks. Rahm would be one of them if it was the case, but Brooksy's the guy. I don't know how many. Old Webb Simpson's also got a really good rate there, but we're going to have to move on. That was a dud from the chat. I mean, Brooks Koepka, we literally just spoke about him, and you guys all just whiffed on it. What are y'all doing? Not listening to me? We just said this guy's one of the most prodigious major winners in history. And you guys just glossing over the guy. I'm almost going to make Scuba Steve send my model back to me. Oh, God damn. You're right, Brad. You're right. You are right. I mean, the majority of these guys all live. What a terrible question. God damn it. I messed up. All right. I will do... Oh, boy. This is awkward. All right. Let me think of another one, and then I'll do... For the next trivia, since no one even got the Harry Higgs yet, or Webb Simpson either. Who would be next, out of curiosity? Maybe someone said a little name here for us. Let's go to 25%, maybe 22, 23%, 21 as well. Justin Rose is in the mix there. John Rahm, obviously. Harry, Francesco Molinari's up here. I think someone said Rose, right? Phil, was it you? Yeah. So we'll give you him. Willie Z he's got almost as good as. So yeah, you were the first to say someone that's not on here. Perfect. Yep. All right, cool. Phil, send me a message on X, please, brother. Let's go. Awesome. Sorry about what a disaster of a question there. That's on me, folks. My bad. That was pretty abysmal, if I do say so myself. All right, back to your regular paid programming for the day. Let's scoot back over here, and we've already spoken about the majority of the guys at the top of the model. So now we're starting to get into some guys that are a little further down the board that we kind of just in the mood to kind of indulge based off of our feelings and things like that. Tom Kim, 3-time winner on the PGA Tour. He's 21 years old. Turns 22 later this month. He's $7,300. He's losing you money in every other market outside of the outright. But Tom Kim, in his major track record, very short track record, has a second place finish and some really, really good finishes last year as well. So there's a lot to like about him. I like the fact that he's very accurate off the tee at a venue like this. I like the fact that he plays well in majors. And you know what? The most important part about this Tom Kim situation is that we're getting a Tom Kim over at Bet365 with places for 3 at 90-1. Now that's a nice number, but you're also getting whacked with the 3 places versus 5, and I think it's dividing it by 5 versus 4. So 90 divided by 4, what would that be? Like 17.5. If you go by 5, what's that? I don't even know. It should be 18. That's the number there. So I was all over the place there. My brain is running on zero sleep, as we've spoken about. So this is Tom Kim's world. We want to party with him. I'm a big fan of what he gets up to in these majors. It's really, really good. Off the tee, he kind of shows up. The approach number is not the best. What does he get up to in majors? Around the green, it's better. And the putting. I mean, look at this. Like these are like the short game in particular. The short game in particular really excites me. If you can show me that you've got really good short game in majors, that's important because majors are when you're nervy, you get really nervous and anxious in majors. Tom Kim is the opposite. He putts better and chips better in majors. There's a lot of guys that do this. So if you grab the model, you can do this yourself, you know. So Phil, Scuba Steve, they can do it. All the Rotoballer Premium subscribers, they can do it. Use code SUMMER for 30% off. Link in the description. Let's scoot on down. Tom Kim, go win this freaking US Open, buddy. And the thing is, let's go back to our little handy-dandy US Open situation here and find, look how much we are zoomed in on this situation. Finishing positions. Again, we were speaking about Tom Kim. He's got the 2nd place. He's got the 10th place. We've got all of the stuff we're looking for. A lot of these guys don't have the best, like US Open winners. I think a lot of people have been saying like they first time, the majority of them are first time major winners. Tom Kim hasn't won a major yet. He's finished 2nd at the Open. Guess what? The Open, in my opinion, if I were to pick and rank how I would use other majors to comp this week, I would likely start with Open Championships as the #1. Even though this is a US Open, I feel like this is going to play a lot more like an Open Championship. A little less wind, but lots of space to keep your ball in play. Yet if you go very errant, you're in shit. Deep shit. Wiry, weedy shit. You know, not the good weed, the bad weeds. So you really want to make sure you keep your ball in play. Tom Kim does that, and we are liking where we're going there. So a lot to like about Tom at that number. Like it a lot too. And this guy can win. 3 wins on the PGA Tour. So we haven't really seen him really get into contention for a little while, but he's our guy. And I think at the US Open, this kind of suits his profile if we kind of leaning into that kind of stuff there. So beautiful stuff from old Tom Kim there, the Thomas the Tank Engine. He avoids bad shots better than he does good, which is also not too the worst thing over here. A slight increase in the model ranking versus DFS ranking. So you have a small little edge there for your salary on Tom Kim as well. Let's move on down to Sahith Theegala, who we've bet at a casual 90-1. There's 60-1s out now. The asterisk is there because I popped that out there. I had a few beers the one night and popped the 90 on Sahith. Forgot that I did it, found out a few days ago, and just, I dropped the ball. You know, it is what it is. I'm a busy man. It is what it is. We are all about Sahith. If you're in the mood for that, go and grab it. We can get you 60s over there for Sahith. If you think about Sahith, we have got ourselves a T9 in his debut at the Masters. And that, to me, covers the prerequisite that we need to bet a guy to win a US Open. Because what? 80% of people that have won US Open since 2010 have had a top 10 in their previous major finishes. Sahith Theegala has had that. And why is that important? Because we saw Sahith in 3rd place at the PGA Championship, and then he finished 12th. Sucked it up. But he's finding himself in these stressful, major situations. He's a major gamer. He's a major gamer. And in order to do this, I'm actually kind of just going to make sure, is this entire model broken when it comes to the prior finishing positions? Because I want to make sure that that's correct. Is Sahith a better option? Does his stuff come up correctly for us here? Also, I hate Google Sheets. Okay, Sahith, no. Okay, so I need to fix this. This is a broken situation for me. This tab, not the best right now, but I've got everything else is literally pretty good. I have it in my Excel sheet somewhere. Apologies, this is unprofessional on my part. But we're going to go back to Sahith. We're going to bet him top 5 as well at 9-1. This is the world we want to live in with Sahith. If you take a look at his situation, we're profiting from Sahith in the top 5 market over the last 12 months. We've been betting this guy religiously to win tournaments. And I'm just looking at this chat, and you guys, I did myself so dirty by messing up with the love stuff. I did myself so dirty. What an idiot. Oh, golly. What else is going on in here? We got, Sahith, we got Mike calling him a baby. Oh, yeah. What's up, Mike? I know Mike's on a big screen, so I like to put my face close. Sahith, top 5s. he's been profitable for us. We never hit him, unfortunately, at the 40 net when he won in California. So he does have a win on his track record, which is good, but no major top fives. But we've got that one nice little T9 for ourselves over there at the Augusta National of 2023. Sahith off the tee in majors hasn't been the greatest, but we know Sahith Theegala over the last little while, ball striking is 14th in the field, strokes gained putting is 19th in the field, and that includes missing a bunch of 3-footers in Canada, and at the Memorial. He needs to get his shit figured out with the short sticks and putt in all the long ones this week. He can do this thing. He's got the game for this. He's got the escape recoverability in order to do all this stuff. Let's go. If you're betting Sahith Theegala along with me, I'd also bet the top 5, because had I not done that, I mean, look at the situation we would have been in here. We would have never had the win, but we would also missed out on the $69 worth of profit in the top 5 market. The top 10 market, not so hot. So the top 30 market for Sahith is not going to, it's interesting because it's going to pull the middle of these two. So let's plug it in and see. And these are the kind of questions I actually don't mind getting on here. So let's pull in Sahith Theegala's top 30 numbers, yeah? Okay, let's do 20. Top 20 at plus 900 is going to give you a 29% edge. Obviously, that's the incorrect odds. Sahith Theegala for a top 20 is plus 180. In a major, not the worst. You got a 3% edge for old Sahith there, my Mikey. So I actually fancy that a lot. I mean, take a look. We've got the three... got a really good track record here in the majors for Sahith. So I don't mind that at all. And then when you take a look at the regular kind of last 12 months, we're finishing inside the top 20 at like 50% of the time. So give me plus 180. Hey, if you're not betting Sahith outright, if you guys are in the mood for a top 20 for Sahith, there's an edge over here, a 3% edge. It's implying a 36% chance. We've got a 48% chance in the last 12 months. And then a 33% chance in majors. So between those two, we're averaging out to a nice little 39, I would believe, is what you get when you go 36 plus 3. But that's just my simple math without any sleep. Is there any value on the without Scottie, etc. market for Sahith? This is a fascinating question, Sites. I don't know. Oh, hi, Joanne. How are you? When it comes to this is the thing. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what's going on when it comes to betting these. Scottie Scheffler's completely turned the betting market upside down. You know, this is Tiger-esque stuff. Tiger was plus 190, I think, at the PGA Championship at one point a while ago. Scottie's plus 300, plus 280 as the money trickles in, as our father-in-laws just bet this like a brain-dead degen and still profit off it while we all trying to do this textbook stuff with 7 extra turn. I've been thinking about trying to bet Scottie to win by multiple strokes because 3 of his last 5 wins have been by 3 strokes. 2 of those other wins would have been by 3 strokes had it not been for one other person. I think Collin Morikawa ruined the 3-stroke thing at Memorial, and then there was another one somewhere else. Was it Wyndham Clark and Brian Hart? It was the Players. He had a whole bunch of other dudes along there. So there's a lot of stuff going on when it comes to that world. But we were talking about Scottie there. You see, I just can't even remember who I was speaking about because I'm looking at Sahith's name. But yeah, I think, I don't know, you know, like that's why I've been doing this three places each way, because you can almost get beat by another person as well, and you still get that payout for a top 3. And what we've seen at this event is the top of the leaderboard can get a little dispersed. That's what I do know in my model. Just if you want to quickly go and take a peek, we can take a look here. So Martin Keimer went by 1,000,000 miles, but then the next 2 guys had a 2-shot lead over 4th. And by the way, see a little Keegan Bradley situation, yeah? Good stuff there. If we take a look at the previous situation, in 2005, Michael Campbell, 2-shot lead. Then Tiger Woods was 2 shots behind him. And then Tim Clark, Sergio Garcia, Mark Hensby at +5. So 5 shots behind Campbell, 3 shots behind Woods. So the guy that gets hot and tries to win this tournament can really, really find themselves separating from the rest of the pack. And that's kind of why I've leaned into that top 3 market, because if my guy is one of these 3 dudes, we're looking good. You know, ideally it's not Tim Clark, it's Tiger Woods that we're betting on, but it's obviously not Tiger Woods, but the person we want to do for us. You know, that's what we're trying to do there. If you're taking a look last year, we're looking for Ricky and Eric Compton to be our guys. Those would have paid out our top 3s straight up. You know, no dead heats or anything like that. Awesome sauce. So we're going to get out of the model here again, and we can do another giveaway here in a little bit. I have a few more things to discuss in the chat over here. So yes, Sahith Theegala, if you're in the mood for a top 20, that's got a positive edge. If you're looking for a top 5, what does the top 5 market tell us at +500? Sorry, +900. A -4% edge. It is what it is. We're going to be betting him because we just do it. You know, this is how we've bet Sahith. You have to have those placements with him so you can capitalize on the good finishes when they happen. So I'm all about it. Let's see what he can do for us this week. Let's take a peek at the chat here and take another sip of some White Russians as we scroll down the board. Byron equals GOAT. I has my main. Oh, yes. And, you know, that's a valid comment from a man I respect. Just having a good time over here. First round leader, no pain, no gain. Blood Maine. Oh, yeah. Happy US Open week, everybody. Daniel Berger. Josh, Daniel Berger's a fascinating situation because he's kind of flitting and flatting between being good again and not. What is his price? That's a very interesting situation we're dealing with here. Mr. Cut at the RBC, 45th at the Charles Schwab, 36th at Myrtle Beach, 13th of the season. You know, no. So no, sorry. Let's see. What is his situation like? What is his price? Does that change how we feel about it to a degree? At 6,600, it doesn't. If it was like 5,300, maybe. But you know, he's just not bringing it to the party right now. He's been off for a while. You know, you bet him to win by multiple strokes. He's going to 3-putt the 72nd hole to win by just 1. Yeah, but you know what I was thinking is, what are the chances that Scottie wins 2 more tournaments for the rest of the year versus just 1 tournament by 3 shots? They're basically the same odds. If I pull up Bet 365 for that market, if we go to players winning margin and I find Scottie Scheffler here real quick, we can take a look here. His market for a 3-stroke victory is +500. For a 4-stroke victory, it's +700. I don't know if I'd go 4. I would definitely lean 3. +500 versus +300. That's it. It's a big chunk. That's 2/3 of the initial stake. You know, so if you're looking to gain a touch, now I don't know. I'd probably bet him as well. I'd bet him top 5 too, so that you can just make your money back for sure if he does win this damn thing. I would definitely bet him top 5 because it's a profitable bet. You would have returned $909 if you were winning 100 per bet over the last 12 months on Scottie Scheffler top 5s. So it's not a terrible situation to hedge that market out and maybe bet him to win by 3. I don't know. It's all personal preference. I don't know if there's a perfect science to all of this stuff. It's a weird way. Way to bet Scottie in straight forecast. Okay, yeah, so you can bet Scottie as the winner, your guy as a second place. That's also not the worst situation either. I've seen a lot of straight forecasts out there, John. That's a great option. Definitely going to do that. MGM with the multi-stroke bet is better than others because they pay plus each level, not exact. Okay, thank you, Brent. So if you're looking to bet Scottie, let's go take a peek at this. We're learning about this as we go along. Usually my shows go for about an hour to 90 minutes for the most part, so you guys have a feel for that. The majority of you are regular returners. I see a few new names. If we take a look at the US Open for Scottie, we can pull this up here and kind of scoot through this together. Without Scottie Scheffler, we don't want that market. do we have more bets for him over here? So round leader special bets, is that it? Scottie Scheffler versus the rest of the field at plus 333. That's interesting. Top player, hole-in-ones, all this stuff, groups. Where the heck would you find this, Brent? Minus 150 for a top 5. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't bet the placement market over at BetMGM, though. I wouldn't do that. But I would hunt down that stuff if Brent is telling us that we can stack our situations over there. Did that last week with Scottie and Collin. Oh, John, nice dude. Hell yeah, brother. That's huge. That's it. Those pay out big time. Oh yeah, they imploded big time. That's the thing about and you see, I don't see Scottie Scheffler shooting a 77 at this golf course. I honestly don't. I can see him missing multiple short putts to shoot like a 73. That's, in my opinion, like his absolute worst round. His game is so risk averse that I think, almost more so than Tiger, I would say. The safety that he adopts when it comes to playing golf, I think it's going to reflect so well to this golf course. It's going to reflect so freaking well. So well. Fitzy is a great fit here, strategic and playing. Yeah, we'll see what his ownership comes in. I'm a fan, The thing is, his volatility has kind of gone up since he's gone to, that speed training with the driver. He used to be like you could set your clock to Fitz. It's just always going to be this mediocre stuff. Since he's got jacked and swinging fast, it's the guy in the space of the Memorial was 5th in round 1. And then ended round 1, I think, like 35th, and then ended the tournament 5th. It was incredible. And he wasn't inside the top 10 until Sunday. Like, he just surged up the leaderboard and had the best round. So, and that's the thing about Memorial is the more that course bakes out, the harder it is to score. So he must have gone off a little earlier and had that good scoring condition. So don't get too carried away by that finish, but it is promising. Is this course comparable to Shinnecock Hills Golf Club? The thing about that is all of these courses that you guys are referring to was when I was playing golf in college. And the funniest thing was when I was golfing in college, I wasn't watching golf. I was playing golf and I was partying and I was meeting Mrs. Maniac and I was studying for accounting and I was working as an RA and all of that. So my golf knowledge only really started in 2021 when COVID happened. I really started getting into this because I know golf and I just kind of lost track of it. And now I got older, kind of doing a bit more golf. So that's there. Supposedly Rory and his wife called off the divorce. They absolutely did. We spoke about that earlier. And I think that's a bad thing because you play well when you don't have wife's hair in your mouth. Like I've got a Cam Smith wig hair on my tongue. I can't get it off. But this is what you're doing. And I've got stuff everywhere in my face. I don't know how people have long hair. I don't understand how they do it. Cam Smith, is that you? Oh, mate, it's me. Oh, yeah. I'm a big fan of this golf course. I can't wait to chip around this place and make a whole bunch of putts for par from about 15 feet. What's up, Rose? We got this going on. Oh, up. Saying hello to Sweet Spot. Not even me. That's all good. It's all good. I wanted to bet on his dad over under sweating it out. Yes, Drew. Imagine Bryson being in the final group over the weekend and he pulls out the Peaky Blinders hat in the oh god damn it, Drew. I should have got one on Amazon earlier. The Payne Stewart, if you go watch that 1999 YouTube short film, I think it's like 57 minutes. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. I was sitting in this very chair Sunday night crying. I was just trying to research a golf tournament. The next thing I'm crying watching Payne Stewart win a tournament. Incredible stuff, dude. So I can't wait. Like the Payne Stewart homage is going to be so cool. So freaking cool. Jody over here asking about Xander, Collin, Hideki. Jesus Christ, Jody. Okay, I might have to table that one. That's a lot. Xander. Yes, but also, so I've got a Xander top 10, top 20 in all 4 majors. The moment he won the PGA, I'm concerned. I would have preferred if he finished second. I would have smashed the Xander. Look here. I'll pull this up right now. So if you want my opinion, I'm a little tentative on it. But if you want the model's opinion, he's third in the model when it comes to DFS rank. He's third in the model when it comes to my rank, right behind Brooks and Scottie. When we're looking at his top 10 odds for one plus 137, you're looking good. You're getting a 12, like a massive edge for top 10s. This dude in majors has been incredible. 50% clip top 10s, 82% clip, 82% clip in top 20s. What on earth? That's also got to be a solid bet there too, right? Let's take a quick peek at that. I want to just make sure I get the right number in here for Xander, because this is a really interesting situation. We've got Xander over here. I mean, that is a 82%. I mean, whoo, that should have been a trivia question. This is an incredible situation there with Xander. So minus 170, I think also, I mean, that's a big hop, skip, and a jump over there. You're still getting a solid edge, though, because his top 20 rates in majors is incredible, and 75% of the time in the last 12 months he's doing it. So we've spoken about all that stuff with Xander. I love Collin, love Hideki, big fan of Seabears, Fleetwood. The majority of the people in here we've already bet on. So I like all of them for the most part. Rye as well. I don't have a bet on him. The model, stats to live by, baby. Let's go. On X, I'm an idiot when it comes to using this app. Yes, Phil, you fine, brother. I should remember you, but if not, just hit me up. Just remind me on there. Just like contact me. That's basically what I'm asking, is just remind me, because my brain kind of blacks out during the streams. I know what I'm speaking about, but I don't remember what I said on the streams. What do you think about this? Number of plays under par. Under 4.5. Okay. Weather will impact that quite significantly. So let's take a peek. Windy.com. 20 bucks for the year. I think there's $1 a month, maybe 12 bucks for the year. Boom. And you can find it. And you zoom in, you can see the golf course, you can do all that stuff. Here's the Pinehurst lay of the land. Thursday is looking, ooh. Let me get your comment out of the way here, John, because Thursday's looking rough, bud, from a scoring perspective for your bet. Because, let me see, can I zoom in here? No, it's zooming in on. There we go. So look at Thursday. Breathless. Wind dries a course out, makes it difficult to control your golf ball in the air. Friday, breathless. 95 degrees though. So hot, also going to dry the course out, but wind definitely makes things difficult. Saturday, starting to pick up a touch, but it looks like rather calm conditions for the most part, which makes me lean neither on that bet there, John. At minus 130, 4.5 guys under par. With this kind of weather, I don't know. I don't know what the weather was prior. So that's just no. Sometimes the best bets you make are the ones you don't. So putting that out there, I would give up my left nut to have a moustache. Like, what the funniest thing is I had a Cam Smith moustache for a while. In like my late 20s, I started getting some black hair there, and it started coming together a little better. Oh, baby, we cruising over here. Scheffler to win, Morikawa T5, Matsuyama T10. Sorry, what was the DFS lineup? First time watcher. Sorry, that was a DFS lineup. First time watcher. All good, Jody. All good. Yeah, I mean, love that. I think it's going to be a very popular lineup. If I'm going back to it real quick. Xander is not super popular right now. I'm seeing him less owned than Collin. Hideki and Collin are the second most popular guys behind Scottie. So you do have that going for you. I think Fleetwood might be popular a little bit. And Bezzy is playing great. But Xander is not, he's like almost a contrarian play for the most part. So interesting stuff there. All right. So we are speaking Hunter's coming in late to the party. We've already spoken about Hideki, Hunter. You got to go rewind. If you take a look over here, you'll see Hideki's in pink. That might mean we've spoken about him because he's an outright for us. We never know. Oh, dude, you know, the 99, that's my favorite. Like, and Payne Stewart might just be my favorite golfer of like the legacy era kind of thing from the pre-2000s, just watching that and the whole thing. We had a South African cricketer called Hansie Cronje. He was our cricket captain, one of the greatest batsmen we ever had for South Africa. And he ended up doing the opposite of Payne Stewart, where he left out in a flame of sad glory, where he was doing match fixing and got caught out, and he had to retire, and he had to stop playing cricket, and then died in an airplane crash as well. So it's kind of weird thinking about all of this stuff, but really, really weird that, I mean, what a story. What a story. What a story. What do you feel about Noren? Noren's awesome. The upside is just like, it's like the Black Eyed Peas. Where's the love? Where's the upside? Let's look. You can just click on Noren. And in majors, he doesn't have a top 10. So if you take a look at his more recent form, that T5 rate is only 12%. You know, he's $6,900, but the major track record, no top 10s. You know, you want a guy, if you're shooting for upside, depending on what your situation is, you need to make sure that you are cruising over here with guys that do have upside. Noren's going to be safe. He's probably going to make the cut for you. 56% made cut rate. Very solid stuff. But at the same time, it's like nothing. You know, we're lacking the love for the upside there for old Noren. So tough stuff there. Content has been amazing this week. I'm a very proud viewer. Hell yes, B. Let's go, Brian. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, you know what? And the thing is, I said it earlier in the show. This is what I'm made to do, and I can do this shit every freaking day of my life because I love doing it. So find something you can do that you love, and you're going to crush, because I've had a blast doing this with you guys along the way. This is my third show. I've got one more of these. I'm going to do 4 more shows, and I've had hours of sleep in the last 29 hours. So we're having a good time. You know, I'm energized as fuck right now. Apologies for the F-bomb there, but that's just how excited I am. Hansie Cronje, what a bat. Had the all time in the world. But yeah, exactly. You know, but you know what? That's a lekker South African boy for you, eh? You know what? We can make some lekker money if we fix this thing quickly. And then the next thing, we're not playing cricket for the rest of our lives, even though you're one of the greatest guys ever. Mr. Awaken, I've spoken about Berger already. No. He's just not bringing it right now. His game hasn't returned to the form you're looking for. The results just haven't really been there. If you're in the mood to play him, go ahead. I'm not. Akshay, he's intriguing. He's always the guy that you can kind of potentially get into. His top 20 rates on the tour were solid, very, very solid, and he's profited pretty nicely there. Let's take a quick peek at his recent form. Has he been up to, you know, since? And this is the thing. And this is the thing. Like, if you take a look at this, this is what concerns me about Xander. And this is why I was really trying to, I'm seeing Barry R over here asking a question that I'm in love with, by the way. But here's Akshay, really starting to like rattle off some solid finishes and miscuts. I mean, talk about a top 20 magnet. Top 20, let's go 2024. T20 miscut, T20 miscut, T20, T20 he won. And then at the Masters, it started, you know, we've only had one top 20 since he won the tournament. What has gone wrong with his game? The short game seems to have, this is the thing. There's like areas of guys' games that completely disappear. Look at the around the green plays got shit. The putting has got bad. The irons are sporadic, but the drive has become incredible. So Akshay's weird. No, sorry. Other options are there. Now, Barry. I actually love this market for him because I was thinking about a top 5 at like 22-1. If I look up Mackenzie Hughes, 28-1 for a top 5. But if you find Mackenzie Hughes for a top 40 at plus 162, let's take a peek here and see what the model's telling us here. Said top 40 plus 162, 38% implied odds, 1% negative edge. So very close. And I wanted to bet him for a top 5 at the majors, but hasn't had one yet. And even when he's in normal regular season, the top 5 numbers aren't the best for him. So you're really wanting to kind of target this top 40 number, which he's doing at a 42 and a 33% clip in regular season and majors. So what's that? An average of 38. So, there we go. Yeah. So the edge is, it's like there. It's like, if you're in the mood for that, it's fine. I don't mind him. And the reason I'd lean into that a touch more, Mackenzie Hughes is doing some stuff with the putter right now. Oh my God. You don't even want to know. It's like, it's so crazy. Clicking buttons is hard. Look at this. Look at what he's been up to the last little while. Woo! And if you think about Martin Keimer making putt after putt after putt, if we can chip balls in, you can do all that stuff. This can be the ultimate equalizer. You can get so many strokes putting at a golf course where if you are just rolling in 10-footer after 10-footer after 10-footer, when someone like somebody like a Justin Thomas gets himself 10-footers after 10-footers after 10, he's not going to make nearly as many as Mackenzie Hughes, but also Justin Thomas, way better tee to green game than Hughes. I like the top 40 bet. I do. If I were to bet one, I'd go top 40 for Mackenzie Hughes for sure. I'm taking down the Millie Maker, baby. I love it. I love it. I am scraping data for your model. I've got sites. I have data coming from everywhere, but I have scrapes. I've got APIs. I've got just copy pastes, just from wherever it comes from. Matt Burton showing up late, coming in hot and heavy, hitting the exact guy I'm a big fan of this week. I will be playing Victor Perez in significant proportions because he's $6,100. He's very affordable. The major track record's pretty crappy, but if we take a quick peek at what he's been up to the last little while, Victor Perez is doing some stuff. He's doing some seriously good stuff. We've got 2 finishes that are 3rd and 12th, and it's all been pretty solid. The drive has been neutral, and the rest has been very good. The approach play, the around the green play, and the putting. Like, if you've got a neutral driver at this venue, I think that's fine. I like these other things being good. The driver is also going to help. Either one's fine. You obviously, the more the merrier, the better. But if you were to sacrifice an area of your game, I kind of like this profile for him. I mean, he's spiky. Like, you've got some really good finishes here that he's going to provide us. Now, does he continue this form? Something seems to have found its groove of here. We're averaging over 1 stroke per round in the last 3 tournaments with the irons. So it's been very good, even with that T50. Like the driver caused a lot of trouble, but we've got a lot of iron play that's really looking good. So I'm a big fan of Victor Perez this week. Matt, $6,100. I think he'll be popular, but I like him a lot. Like, look at this approach play. For a $6,100 guy to find 34th best iron play in 2024, very, very good. The Polish Giraffe coming off a runner-up at LIV. The LIV situations it's interesting because I was thinking, I was reading Dave Tyndale's trends piece. I love those kind of pieces. They give me lots of good ideas. He was, let's pull him up while we're speaking about him now. But when you look at his trend piece there, he was really leaning into guys that had finished T12 or better in the last 2 or 3 weeks. And using a T12 at LIV just doesn't check out. Like, what is a runner-up the equivalent of? Surely that's like a 3rd, 4th, or 5th place finish in the PGA Tour atmosphere. So I'm not entirely sure. He's had 8 major rounds. One, I don't know. Are these major rounds or are these major events? I think this is. I don't even know what the heck's going on with my model right now. But I'm not super thrilled about this guy. What is he? Has he been up to? Is it one good performance, or has he been like trending? Because that's the important thing. Like, you can't just jump on a guy out of nowhere. So yeah, like the lack of shows up to the PGA Championship just completely disintegrates. Like, we're not seeing a lot of good results from him when it matters, in majors in particular. So, maybe another time. Maybe another time. So that's that, folks. That is that. I had a blast. Thank you so much. It's the US Open, the Payne Stewart tribute, baby. One of my favorite golfers ever. Any good Billy Ho bets this week from Barry? Okay, Barry, we'll dive back in. Trying to grab me from getting out of here. Sure, I'll pull up some Billy Ho here and see what goes on with his world. Billy Horschel. If you take a look at his situation here, no top 5s in majors. Remember, that's Billy Horschel's MO. Solid top 40 rate kind of thing, making tons and tons of cuts. And I never did a giveaway. We'll do one final giveaway before I get out of here. So let's do that. Okay, so who's got the highest made cut rates in majors? Let's go. Yeah, we'll just go with if you've got less than 5, you don't qualify. So you got to have more than 5 major starts. But who has the highest made cut rate in majors? I will send you my model in the DMs there. Make sure you reach out to me. Send it in the messages below. I'll put a banner out here for you guys to all send it through. Who has the highest made cut rates in majors? Okay. In the meantime, Billy Horschel, bet type. We're likely going to be looking at a top 40 bet, right? You know what? You're not going to try and hit a market that only happens 10% of the time for him. You likely want to try and, this is the thing, like, you're trying to balance your return of your dollar investments with your historical return rate. If you can find somebody that's doing it repeatedly, and I'm just now realizing that I left somebody else off the card, so we're still going to have to go speak about that guy. I've left 2 people off the card. We are not getting out of here, folks. We are not getting out of here. As you guys send your comments in, I'm going to speak about my people. Billy Horschel for a top 40. Let's kind of get him out of the way. Scrolling down, so our odds are going to be really nice for him. Plus 137. It's not going to make it. It's not going to negative. It's close. If you want to bet him top 40, it's fine. Not an obvious top 40 bet, but it's close. Top 40 at 38% rate, but in non-majors, 45%. So solid stuff there. Let's take a peek at the comments and see who has the highest made cut rate in majors. It is, I'm going to hide my thing here real quick, figure out exactly who it is, but I don't think it's Xander. It is not Xander. It is not Rory. It is not McIlroy. It is not Tiger Woods. It is not Adam Scott. It is not Xander. It is not Xander. It is not Bryson. So you guys better fire some stuff off. We've spoken about him. He's part of our, there we go, Brent Hideki. Hideki Matsuyama, making cuts in majors at a 95% rate. Unbelievable from the Dexter. We can pull up his, let's just double check that is in fact correct, because this model's been doing some weird things for me lately. But we should not see hardly any miscuts in majors when we get down. Yeah, we don't. Holy cow. The last time Hideki missed a cut was in 2019 in a major. Prior to that, it was 2016. So yeah, in our track record, he's only missed 1. Unbelievable. So congratulations, Brent. You've got yourself a model and cheat sheet. So I'll pop that over to you guys once I've got that. I'll just send it off and it'll fix itself as I correct it, because that one sheet is kind of messed up a little bit. So Yeah, Hideki Matsuyama making the cut in majors at a 95% clip. So he's coming in chalky as balls this week. He's likely going to find himself in the 20% range at this $8,000 price for all the people trying to find themselves some salary savings for Scottie. Is this one of the weeks he misses it? I don't know. Hopefully not. I've got a top 30 on him. Hopefully he can finish inside the top 30 and even just win this thing. We'll see. So cool bananas with that. So congrats, Brent. We're gonna take this away, so we can make sure people don't keep commenting. Cool. Do WDs affect made cut rate? Yes, because if you didn't finish, I guess, yeah, the percentage includes if you've WD'd. So yes, it does. Would the Maniac even consider DJ this week? No. Instantly no. Is there maybe a reversal we can do over here? The major track record, incredible. But if you take a look at his recent strokes gain total, I guess he won at Vegas. But if we're going to take a look here and just take a quick peek at his most recent stuff, because it's not been good in majors, man, at all. Like since he's gone to live, we had the when did he go? I don't even. What, a year or two ago, one top 10, and it was a T10. So the last three, miscut, T43. The ball striking in majors has been bad. His driver. Remember DJ used to be like, let's go over here and take a look at this. Like this is peak DJ over here. Like we got some solid big numbers over here. 1.5, 1.82. Recently, I guess the US Open, I guess he's been driving it pretty nicely prior, but since the Open Championship, it's been pretty poor. He's lost distance. Like this just seems like somebody, like, look at this. Wow. Seems like somebody that's lost interest. Tons of money, hot wife, got a boat. I'm just do my thing. So no DJ for me. Who I will be playing, and I've got a fun bet here, folks. Got some fun bets for you guys. We never even spoke about Keegan Bradley. Keegan Bradley is going to be on our betting card. And Keegan Bradley over here is 110 to 1 with 3 places each way. If you go over to Bet365, you've got that right there. And if you take a look at what he's been up to, Keegan was driving the heck out of it hitting into Memorial and then kind of just had a clunker. And the funny thing is, I was monitoring this because in round 1, he lost 1.5 strokes, I think, on one shot. It was the third hole where he hit an iron off the tee into the rough. So, like, it's not even his driver that really let him down. It was his off the tee game, but it wasn't the driver, so to speak, which is really fascinating. So I think at this golf course, total driving is accuracy and distance. And Keegan does both well. Look at this. You don't see too many guys with distance and accuracy inside the top 45. Let's just filter on those guys and see. Dustin Johnson doesn't do it because the accuracy is missing. Like Benny On, missing. So let's go number filters, less than 45. If we go distance over here, we're going to go less than 45. There's 3 people. No, there's more. 7 people. Scottie Scheffler, Victor Hovland, Tony Finau, Patrick Cantley, Jason Day, Max Homa, Keegan Bradley. All very good. I mean, these are guys I'd be looking at to roster. Jason Day concerns me with the approach play. Again, short game. I mean, if you've got, and we spoke about this on the Mayo show, what about guys with bad approach play? Like, these are people that are routinely having to scramble in their regular lifestyle on the PGA Tour because their irons aren't the best. They're going to be scrambling. They're going to be used to this. Everybody else is going to be scrambling more than they used to, even if you're good with your iron play, because the green regulation rates here are very, very low. So Keegan Bradley at 110 to 1, he finished 4th year last time they played. I don't know. Finished 2nd at the Charles Schwab. He's won a major before. It was his debut appearance. Let's go. Let's go, Keegs. Each way 3 places. Let's go. Here we go, Mike. Yeah, baby. 2 minutes before William Hill cut him. Yes, dude. Yes, let's go. This is, okay, that's people speaking to each other. All good. Dude, I asked about the boy Keegan. Yeah, we've spoken about him already. Okay, now we've gone back on him. Who was the other guy? Oh, we got one more person. Are you ready for this? 11-1 top 5. We're going to be scrolling a while, though. Where is he? Wyndham Clark. I know. Not good. Not ideal. The model's got him ranked 40th. Do you ever really want to bet a guy who's ranked 40th in a model for a top 5 bet? If his name's Wyndham Clark, yes. If he's 11-1, yes. Because the major track record hasn't been the greatest for him. It is what it is. But if you take a look at his actual historical rate of top 5s on the PGA Tour, he's doing it 1 in every 4 instances. So he's really looking good on the top 5 number. And when he's top 10ing, he's also top 5ing 100% of the time. And when he's top 20ing, he's basically top 10ing, aka top 5ing. So if you're looking to bet Wyndham Clark, you never want to bet him top 20 or top 10, because it seems like your value will be found in the top 5 market, because when he fires all the way up to the top of the leaderboard. But when he doesn't, he struggles a little bit. So there's a massive, massive drop off. Like for your top 40 rate to be almost double your top 5 rate is incredible. And you usually want it to be double your top 20 rate. So that's the situation that Wyndham Clark lives in. So at 11-1, Ty's paid in full for a top 5, even with a poor major track record. We've got such good performances in these majors. Now, I don't know what he's going to do off the tee with all these random bushes and things. And I guess I've got Keegan Bradley's thing on here still. We have a Wyndham Clark situation. T5 for him. He's been very, very profitable in this market. It's his only market it's profitable in. The outright market as well, but also the top 5 market. He's returned over $239 over there. So a lot to like from old Wyndham. Wouldn't bet him top 20, wouldn't bet him top 10. Look at this. Like the numbers reflect that, what we were just chatting about. So you can get this stuff. This is in my model that's in the sheet that I have been sending off to all these people. So lots of exciting stuff for you guys there. Use code SUMMER for 30% off if you want to join the Rotoballer squad. Thank you all for all of you showing up on Mayo Media. Thank you all for showing up on Back9 Bets. Let's have a great week. Let's have ourselves a freaking awesome US Open. Appreciate those that are around you. Love your family members. Give them a big hug and kiss. Tell them you love them. Tell them not to jump on an airplane unless they really need to around this time of the year. And just have a really good year ahead of you. I really, really appreciate everybody that showed up for the first time as well. Thank you so much for giving me your time. Please hit the like on the way out. Hit the subscribe button on Back9 Bets and Mayo Media if you aren't already. And let's have an awesome US Open week. I will be in and around the Twitter sphere over the week and having a good time. We'll be doing the showdown stuff. That's going to be all happening in the Discord over there. That's also part of the premium package. So you're going to get all the models, you're going to get all the tools at Rotoball, you get the Discord access, and you can get all the premium showdown stuff that we do once the tournament really commences. So a lot of value over there, and I think it turns into $209 if you're using code SUMMER for the year. You're going to get 12 months for $209. That's less than $20 a month. That's ideal. So I think it's $17 or something. So lots to like. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's have ourselves a banger of a week. Peace.